I'm working on a book that is absent of race, absence of politics. It'll be age appropriate. You know, you can put it in a school. It'll be perfectly safe because the topic is about fatherlessness.
Yeah.
It is 100% about that topic. And it's going to read like a memoir. The way I'm writing it, my writing style is a little bit different than how I wrote this, but the way I'm writing it is more poetic. I do talk about my father within this book, but it's a segment. It's in one particular chapter. But throughout this one, it is how I felt like to the core of me as a child, and all the different experiences that I had. You know, there's some stories that I started talking about in person, but I never put pen to paper. And I thought about putting in this book, but I shied away from it. So I have no problem telling you now, but some years ago, my sister and I were talking on the phone. She's like, "You don't remember that happening?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And she explained to me about how when I was 6, I went into a mental hospital. And all these memories just started coming back to me. I blocked it out. At the time, I told my mother that I wanted to die, and my version of dying was the bed falling on top of me. You know, that's a 6-year-old brain. She went to a professional. They said to have him admitted. So they put me into a mental hospital. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know exactly where I was until I was actually there. Subsequently, I was there for 3 months. And the way I kind of explain to people, you know, if you commit a crime, you get sentenced. They tell you you're there for a year. So you can count the days until you get out. But when you get admitted for mental health issues, you don't know when you're leaving, right? It's till they say you can leave. And as a 6-year-old who's seeing his mother come in to visit, I'm asking her, "Am I leaving today?" And she would have to tell me no. And my sister told me that every time she would go driving home, she would cry because she knows that her son is stuck there and is without his mother. And I just wanted to go home. And I think that was when I really worked through that situation and started writing about it and talking about it. I realized that moment was very pivotal for me because it told me that expressing how you feel can get you institutionalized.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always been very quiet. I've always been really shy, standoffish. And it wasn't until George Floyd and the media saying that you're not allowed to say these things. See, I chose not to be political. I chose not to say anything, kept it to myself. But when they said you're not allowed to say this, and if you do say this, you're a bad person, that's when I decided to finally use my voice and say something.
Do you have a name for the new book yet?
I have a working title. It's The Children We Left Behind.